I am writing this story with tears in my eyes and a heavy heart. Not just for the past I am about to lay bare, but for the hard-won truths and tragic ironies I've only just begun to grasp. If you've ever felt lost, misunderstood, or betrayed by the very people meant to protect you, then pull up a chair. This one's for you. This is my story, a piece of my soul, a confession that still shakes me to my core, even now.
Chuka, I can't marry you.
The words felt like sandpaper in my throat, rough and unwilling to come out. We were sitting in my living room, the evening breeze from the Lagos lagoon doing little to cool the heat rising between us. Chuka, bless his heart, looked like I'd just slapped him. His usually bright eyes, full of the hope he had for us, were clouding over.
What are you talking about, Mira?
His voice was low, laced with confusion and hurt. He reached for my hand, but I pulled away. Not because I didn't want his touch, but because I knew what I was about to say would shatter everything.
I'm sorry, Chuka, truly I am. But I don't do men, I only do ladies.
The silence that followed was deafening, punctuated only by the distant hum of traffic on Admiralty Way. Chuka stared at me, his jaw slacking.
Mira, what in God's name are you saying? Are you joking?
I shook my head, tears already pricking at my eyes.
I wish I was.
I'm so sorry this has to affect you. I love you, Chuka. I really do. But I find it difficult to trust any man. My mother, she's the cause. He stood up, pacing the room. Your mother? What does your mother have to do with this, Mira? We've been together for 12 months. 12 months, and you're just telling me this now. Please, Chuka, sit down. Let me explain. Where do I even begin? Okay, let me start from the beginning. My name is Mira, and I'm 26 years old now. My life, well, it wasn't always this complicated. I started. Once upon a time, it was good, even rosy, right there in the heart of Makurdi. My parents and I lived a simple life. Then one morning, I woke up and my father was nowhere to be found. I was just 8 years old. Poof. Gone. No note, no explanation. Just an empty space where he used to be. 5 years later, my mom remarried to Uncle Tezingwe. My mom, an Igbo woman, had lived in Benue since she was a child and had even married my father there. So when she brought Uncle Tezingwe home, I just accepted it. He seemed nice enough, always buying me small treats, sweets and biscuits. I was 13 then, a fast-growing girl. At 12, I was already developing, my breasts budding, my hips widening. I was growing faster than my age, always drawing stares, even from men twice my age. Then, at 13, it happened. My first menstrual flu. I was home alone with Uncle Tezingwe. Mom had gone to the market in Wurukum. I saw the blood and I was terrified. I thought I had a serious injury, a wound that wouldn't stop bleeding. I started crying, loud, uncontrollable sobs. Uncle Tezingwe had me from the sitting room and came into my room. Mira, what happened? Why are you crying like this? He asked, his voice surprisingly gentle. Uncle, I have a wound. It's bleeding. I stammered between sobs, pointing vaguely at my skirt. He frowned. A wound? Didn't you fall? Did you hit yourself? No, I shook my head vigorously. Then where is the blood coming from? He asked, his eyes narrowing slightly. I pointed down, embarrassed. In between my legs. He paused and said, Come to the bathroom. I followed him, still sniffling. Inside, he told me, remove all your clothes. I hesitated, only taking off my skirt. He watched me, his gaze intense. No, everything, remove everything. I obeyed, my hands trembling as I pulled off my small top and my underwear. He then told me to sit on the toilet seat, spreading my legs wide. I did as he said. He knelt, his face close to my thighs, and then he put his hand down there. It felt strange, not painful, but a weird kind of sensation, almost nice. A few minutes later, I started shaking, a shiver running through me I didn't understand. Then he stopped. What did you do?" I asked, my voice barely a whisper. He smiled, a tight, thin smile that didn't reach his eyes. "I just helped clean the wound, eh? You'll be okay. But don't tell your mom I helped you, eh? She might worry." I nodded, still a little dazed. When my mom returned later that day, I rushed to her, still a bit scared. "Mommy, I was bleeding, but Uncle Tezinwe helped me with the wound." She looked at me, a flicker of something unreadable in her eyes. I explained what happened, exactly what he did. She just nodded slowly, patting my head. "Don't worry, you will be okay." Later that night, she finally explained what a menstrual flow was, how it was a normal part of growing up, and how I could get pregnant if any man touched me down there. That conversation changed everything for me. From that day, I reduced my closeness with boys and with Uncle Tezinwe, but he didn't reduce his with me. In fact, he became unnecessarily close. He started coming into my room at night, his shadow looming in the doorway, touching me in places he shouldn't. If I tried to resist, tried to push him away, he'd whisper threats, his voice like venom. "If you vex me, I'll send you out of this house, you hear? Where will you go? You can't even find your father, can you? You'll be on the streets." I told my mom several times. Each time, she'd wave me off, her face impassive. "You talk too much for your age, Mira. Shut up!" "Mommy, he's touching me," I'd cry, desperation clawing at my throat. "Mira, don't disturb me. Go and sleep." It continued. Each night, a new violation. My body, once a source of innocent wonder, became a cage of fear and disgust. Until one day, I missed my period. Then another. I was pregnant. Uncle Tezinwe, his face hard and unyielding, forced me to a back alley clinic for a flushing. He warned me, his eyes cold and menacing, never to tell my mom. I kept it. I was literally turned into a sex toy by Uncle Tezinwe and a piece of trash by my own mother. Then one night, it was the night that broke that camel's back. My mom called me into their room. Uncle Tezinwe was sitting on the edge of the bed, a smirk playing on his lips. My heart hammered against my ribs. "Mira," my mom said, her voice flat, devoid of any warmth. "Uncle Tezinwe wants to have a few words with you. Whatever he asks, you must do. And if you want to continue your schooling, if you don't want to drop out, you will comply." My world imploded. My own mother, giving me away. That night, he was brutal. I cried and screamed, my voice raw with pain, but more so with the profound, gut-wrenching betrayal. I knew then it was over for me. It was no longer just his doing. It was with my mother's full approval. I don't know how I survived that night, but the next morning, as the sun peeked over the horizon, casting long, accusing shadows, I left. I just walked out of that house, leaving everything behind. I didn't know where I was going, only that I couldn't stay there another minute. I made my way to the motor park, my last few naira clutched tight in my hand. My destination? Lagos, the big city. I thought it was over. I thought the worst was behind me. Little did I know, it was just the beginning of something far, far worse.
"So, you left Makurdi? Just like that?" Chuka asked, his voice soft, almost a whisper. He had pulled a chair closer, listening with an intensity that made my chest ache. I nodded, the memories still vivid, the dust of the motor park still clinging to my senses. Yes, Chuka, just like that. I had to. I couldn't breathe in that house anymore. I just knew I had to get away, far away. And you went to Lagos alone?
Alone. I didn't know anyone. Just heard Lagos was where dreams were made, where you could disappear. I just wanted to disappear. I laughed. A bitter, hollow sound. Turns out some disappearances just lead to other nightmares. I arrived in Lagos, a wide-eyed, terrified girl of 14, lost in the chaotic embrace of Ojuelegba. The noise, the crowd, the sheer energy of the city was overwhelming. I was just a speck, invisible. I spent the first few nights sleeping under bridges, begging for food, learning to harden my heart and sharpen my senses. It wasn't long before I was noticed, not by a good Samaritan, but by an area boy. His name was Baba Rasta, a notorious gang leader who controlled a chunk of the territory around Ojuelegba underpass. One evening, as I was huddled against a pillar, shivering from the harmattan cold, he approached me. He was flanked by two burly men, their eyes like stone. "Hey, small girl, wetin you dey do for road like this? You no get house?" I shook my head, my eyes wide with fear. "No, sir. I ran away." He stared at me. Then a slow, predatory smile spread across his face, revealing a gap between his front teeth. "Ran away, eh? No problem. You look like a strong girl. You fit walk. We get place for you. You no go sleep for road again." I was desperate. Any offer of shelter or food felt like a lifeline. I followed him, my heart pounding a rhythm of both hope and dread. He took me to a rundown compound, deep in the alleys of Surulere, a place that reeked of stale weed and unwashed bodies. It was a single room, overcrowded with about 15 boys, all of them older, tougher, with eyes that had seen too much. I was the only girl. "This is Mira," Baba Rasta announced, pushing me forward. "She will be with us now. Treat her well." His emphasis on well sent a shiver down my spine. I soon learned what well meant in their world. Every night they took turns. Every single night it was a revolving door of brutality. If I tried to resist, if I cried, they would threaten to throw me out, to send me back to the cold, unforgiving streets. "You better satisfy us, girl, or you will regret it," they'd snarl. Some nights, I'd faint from the pain, from the sheer exhaustion of it all. I came to hate men. Every touch, every word, every glance was a reminder of the forced intimacy, the lack of choice. It was always brutal, never a moment of tenderness, never a whisper of consent. They used me for their shady deals, their euphemism for drug running, petty theft, whatever illicit activity brought them money. I was their mule, their distraction, their plaything. "Mira, you dey go carry the package from mile 2? Baba Rasta would yell. And I would go, my heart a lump of lead in my chest. One night, it was worse than usual. They were all there, drunk, high, taking turns, their laughter echoing in the cramped room. I was barely conscious, my body screaming in protest. Suddenly, the air was filled with shouts, the shattering of glass and the blare of sirens. "Police!" They ambushed the hideout. Chaos erupted, gunshots, screams. Some of them were killed, others arrested. I saw an opening, a small window of opportunity, and I ran. I ran blindly through the narrow alleys, the sounds of the raid feeding behind me. I didn't look back. I just ran, my lungs burning, my legs pumping. Then, my foot caught on something, a broken slab of concrete. I stumbled, falling hard. My head slammed against a sharp stone. The world spun. Blackness. And then, nothing. I opened my eyes to a blinding white. The smell of antiseptic filled my nostrils. I was in a hospital bed. Not just any hospital bed, but a modern one. Clean, quiet. The sheets were soft, the pillow plush. I had never slept in such luxury. My last memory was the cold, hard ground, the taste of blood in my mouth. I saw unfamiliar faces hovering over me. Nurses in crisp white uniforms. "She's awake!" one of them exclaimed, her voice gentle. Another nurse came closer. "You're in St. Jude's Hospital, dear. A good Samaritan found you by the roadside and brought you in. You had a nasty bump on your head. You've been unconscious for a day." I tried to speak, but my throat was dry, my voice just a croak. They gave me water, and after a moment, I managed. What happened?" "We don't know the full story," the nurse said, her gaze sympathetic. "But from the look of things, it seemed like you were in a bad situation. Someone hit you on the head."
I didn't say anything. I just stared at the ceiling, 1,000 memories flashing through my mind, each one a fresh wound. But I decided then and there I wouldn't tell them. I would protect myself. "I can't remember anything," I mumbled, my voice weak. "Just waking up here." A few minutes later, a young, beautiful lady walked in. She was tall, elegantly dressed, with an aura of quiet power. Her eyes were warm, kind. "Hello," she said, her voice like velvet. "My name is Rosella, Boss Lady Rosella. I'm the one who brought you here." I just looked at her, my face expressionless. "Don't worry," she continued, a reassuring smile on her lips. "I've taken care of all your hospital bills. You can go home after you're discharged." "I don't have a home," I said, my voice cold and bold, surprising even myself. "I live on the street." Rosella's smile faltered slightly, replaced with a look of profound sadness. "Oh, my dear, that won't do. I can help you." And help me she did. When I was discharged, she took me to her home. It wasn't just a house, it was a mansion. High ceilings, marble floors, a sprawling garden. I had never felt so comfortable in my lifetime. It was a different world, a world I never knew existed. She gave me my own room, a soft bed, clean clothes. She asked me about my life, gently, patiently. I told her I was 22 now, though I felt like 100. I told her it had been the worst 22 years of my life. I recounted my ordeal, the abuse, the fear, the constant dread. As I spoke, tears streamed down her face, mirroring the ones that had finally started to fall from my own eyes. When I finished, exhausted and emotionally drained, she pulled me into a gentle embrace. "Oh, Mira, I can help you. I can heal you." Then she leaned in, her lips finding mine. It was my first kiss, and it was with a woman. It felt strange, but not wrong. It felt safe and warm, and for the first time in what felt like forever, I felt a flicker of peace. A peace I had yearned for, dreamt of, but never thought I'd find. I wasn't sure what it was, but I liked it. This was my first journey into lesbianism. We started making out. This time it wasn't with force. It was with love, with emotional connection. It felt great. She changed my life, Chuka. She truly did. She bought me new clothes, luxury shoes, designer bags. She even bought me a car and started a salon and spa business for me. She connected me with rich clients, women who appreciated beauty, who understood discretion. I was doing well. I even acquired a new house for myself, added another car to my garage. Life was good. Finally. And then I met you, Chuka. "What about Rosella?" Chuka asked, his voice raw, his eyes fixed on mine. My heart sank. This was the hardest part. We broke up 3 months before I met you, but I'm with someone else now." I took a deep breath. "I'm sorry, Chuka, but this can't work between us. I can't hurt my partner. We've already made promises. We even took a blood covenant."
Chuka stood up again, his face a mask of disbelief and pain. A blood covenant, Mira? What are you talking about? What kind of promises? I thought we were building something real. You said yes to my proposal in church, Mira, in front of everyone. I know, Chuka, and I hated myself for it. I wanted to tell you, but how could I? How could I tell you, the choir mistress, that I am a lesbian? How could I tell you all this? My voice cracked, tears streaming down my face. I didn't want to hurt you. I really didn't. He just stared at me, his eyes wide with unshed tears. You've hurt me more by not telling me, Mira. You've let me fall in love with a ghost. He shook his head slowly, his voice laced with agony. I can't believe this. I truly can't. He turned, his shoulders slumped, and walked towards the door. Each step was heavy, each one crushing a piece of my heart. I wanted to call him back, to tell him everything, to beg him to understand, but the words wouldn't come. He opened the door, paused for a moment, his back to me, then stepped out into the night, leaving me alone in the silence, the echo of his heartbreak hanging heavy in the air.